Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming my finale for my Pan Those Eyeshadow Palette series. If you haven't seen the rest of the series, I do have the playlist linked down below as always, but this project is a hybrid project between Pan Those Eyeshadows and Pan That Palette, where I work on 5 shades at a time within different palettes to try and empty them up. I have been working on 3 palettes this year, and I will be showing you what it looked like at the beginning of the year to what it looks like now. I'll be talking a little bit about how I felt the project went overall and just kind of what my wins were, what are some things that I wish I could have done a little differently, and all of those things. But to get started, I will go ahead and show you the quintet of shades that I was working on during the month of December. The shades are the most from my Glambition palette, and then from my Desert Dusk palette, Amber, Celestial, Retrograde, and Cashmere. Now I knew I wouldn't get too much progress on these different shades throughout the month of December. It's just not that long of a time, but I do feel like I've made some decent progress. So I will go ahead and start with my Glambition palette and show you what it was looking like this last month. And here is what it's looking like this month. So obviously not too much of a difference. I was working on the most in my quintet, as I said, and you can see that there's decent progress on that one. There is some movement with it, which I'm very happy with. You can see the pan has expanded a decent enough amount. I'm really working on this little corner here. So I've been trying to get some more movement on it. And then with over the top, I also expanded the pan a pretty good amount. You can see that there's decent change in that one too. Nothing too crazy, because with a dark brown shade like that, you really can't do too much, but I did get some good use on that. So I'm very happy with that. I didn't touch Known For at all, so that's exactly where it was, but I was really working with the most, and I was very happy to see that I did make some good progress on it. So at the beginning of the year, I had Pan in the shades She Was, Infamous, Known For, Seeking, and then I had decluttered this shade here, which was Glamour. It was just the black shimmery shade. It had crumbled a ton, and I had like not used it at all. So I just went ahead and decluttered it because I was never really going to use it that much. But over the year, I was able to empty out the shades She Was, Infamous, and Seeking. I'm very happy that I got Pan on both the most and over the top this year. And I expanded the pan on Known For a decent amount. Nothing too crazy. Like when I'm looking back at the beginning of the year, it's not like I used up half the product that was left, but I did get some really good use on it, and I'm very happy with where this is at right now. Next is my Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. So I will show you what this one was looking like last month. And here is where it is at. So there's pretty good progress on some of these shades. Not really on the shades that are in my quintet though. So we'll talk about the shades in the quintet real quickly. Amber, I didn't touch. Celestial, I didn't touch. And Retrograde, I maybe touched once. All in all, I was working very hard on Cashmere. I really wanted to hit Pan on it, and I literally wore the same eye look every single day. Every single time I did my makeup, I did this eye look, except for, I think, Christmas Eve. I did something a little bit nicer and fancy for going to Christmas Eve service with my family. So every other time I did my makeup, I did this look where I used Musk in the crease, and then I used Over the Top from this palette. I used that in the outer corner. Then I put Cashmere on the inner third of the lid, and then I put some of the Most, which is also from this. I put that in the center, and that's the look that I've done the entire month. And I still don't quite have Pan on Cashmere. It's very close. The dip within Cashmere is very deep comparatively to where it was before, but I just didn't quite get enough uses on it to actually hit Pan on it. So I think that's something that would happen soon. If I had another month, I would definitely hit it, because it's getting pretty close. The dip within Cashmere is very close to the dip within Angelic. So that's kind of where we are with it. I didn't quite get Pan, but I really enjoyed using it. I've been loving this eye look. I feel like it's a really nice, beautiful look. So I was happy with my usage anyways, but that's where this is currently at as far as the quintet goes. You can see I did get a lot of progress on Musk. I did hit side pan on Musk right over here. So there is a lot of movement on that. I feel like it's honestly, it would take me another couple of months to finish it out probably, but very happy to see that one getting a lot of use. I'll go ahead and walk you through the overall year progress. I emptied out Desert Sand. I really expanded the pan on Musk. I did work on Eden for a little while, but then I rolled it over into my project pan, so we won't talk about that one too much today. This is a little bit of a spoiler for that one, but either way, I did work on that, which I wound up getting pan with. I didn't really touch Amber very much. I did use Blood Moon a few times, but then I didn't use it anymore. I did get pan on Oud. I used Celestial a handful of times, but didn't get pan. I got pan on Nefertiti. I expanded the pan on Twilight. I did not use Amethyst or Royal. I did use Retrograde and get a little bit of a dip in there. Not too much of a dip, nowhere near the dip that's in Cashmere, but I did get a little bit of a dip in it, which is nice. Obviously, we talked about Cashmere. Angelic, I hit pan on. I decluttered Cosmo from the beginning of the year. I didn't use Turkish Delight or Saffron or Blazing, but that's where we're at now. That's how the palette is pretty varied from the beginning of the year, which I'm very proud of and I'm very happy about. It has a lot of pan, it has a lot of love, and I mean, these shades are massive. The fact that I only emptied out Desert Sand is not really surprising to me. I'm pretty happy with the progress anyways, and this is a success in its own way. I didn't think I was going to empty this palette out this year. I figured it would take me at least 2 years to get this palette used up. Now I'm thinking if I used it at the rate that I was using it, it would probably take me 3 years to empty out the shades that I really want to empty out. However, that would be using this to almost exclusion, and I have a lot of other eyeshadow palettes. So that is where we're currently at with it. I see it as a very big success. Both of these palettes I see as a huge success. We will quickly touch on the NARS Atomic Blonde palette because I did have this in here. I do want to just run over the beginning to end of year. I didn't do a whole ton in this. I wanted to utilize it more. I wanted to have more pan in here, but I didn't wind up with that much pan. I did wind up panning Isolde 2, which I'm very proud about. I got some good use on the shade Icon, and I got some good use on the shade Kink as well. I don't know what I'm going to do with this palette because I still really love it and I like the shades in it a lot, but it does require, like, these pans are just so massive that I have no clue. I feel like this would take me 3 years to pan if I used it by itself. So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these palettes. I feel like I want to empty out all my palettes, but there are a lot of eyeshadow palettes in my collection and they have a lot of product within them. So there's no way that I will actually be able to finish every single eyeshadow I own. But I am just really happy to be making progress on them and giving them a lot of love. The only other thing to mention is the single shadow that I was working on, which is this teal shimmer shade from my Huda Beauty Sapphire Sessions palette. I depotted that and only kept this one along with 2 others from that palette, I think. And I did not use that one again. I was going to, I intended to, and I just never did. While this has been kind of a lackluster finale in some ways, I feel like the project overall has been a really, really big success. And I'm really happy that I was able to, I mean, I don't know, I look at the Glambition palette and I am just thrilled with all the progress I made on this. It makes me so happy to have finished up 3 shades from this. And man, I mean, the most is really low. I feel like Known For is getting really low as well. If I really wanted to push, I probably could finish this palette. I think I could finish this palette within a year if I used these shades by themselves, but it is just, you know, it's one of those things where, is that what I want to do? I don't know. I am about to film my intro for 2023, so you will have to check back in the next couple of days when I upload that video and let you guys know what I decided to do for 2023. But I am very happy with my 2022 project. I feel like I did get a lot done. It's not as incredible of progress as I had hoped for in some ways. I think mostly just in the NARS Atomic Blonde palette. That one didn't get where I wanted it to, but then I'm really happy with the overall progress I made on the Desert Dusk and the Glambition palette. So that's all I've got for you guys today. This is where the project has ended up. I feel like this is going to be a pretty short video, but I mean, there's not a whole lot else to talk about because I will be having an intro for 2023 just shortly. So I will be filming that here in just a little bit. I'm going to film my other update for 2022, and then I'm going to film my intros. So you will be seeing both of those intros for my 2023 projects coming up very soon. And I will also be screen recording as I update my inventory for the next year so that you guys can kind of see how I track my makeup and everything. And so that video I'll be working on tomorrow as I start the new year. I will be updating that. And so I will go ahead and film that because I had a few of you say that you did want to see that video. So that will be going live hopefully tomorrow after I correct it, film it, all of that stuff. I will then edit it and get it posted. So you should see that one tomorrow. And I'm going to go ahead and go film those other videos. I hope you guys are having a wonderful New Year's Eve, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.